Okie dokie, so we're running through our social media API. Just firstly running through the technical acceptance criteria. So we're using the Mongoose package. We have our models here, user and thought, reaction as a schema, which is being used by the thought model. We have reactions in the reaction field, and we're going to see as we test it that we've got some timestamps being formatted, but you can see here the code for that, and that's being done using moment. So let's jump into testing it. So we started up with just npm start, and obviously if you were cloning this you would install all of the dependencies by running npm install or npm I. As obviously the node modules folder is being ignored by the gitignore file. Let's jump into testing. So first of all, we'll just grab our current users. You can see I've already seeded a few users. We've got 5 users who've got some friends, they've got some thoughts, and as we see when we jump into it later, those thoughts will have reactions. So let's just find one of our users. So this is Isaac's ID. So we expect to see Isaac, who comes up here. Now if we want to update Isaac's name, let's say he wants a couple more A's in there, and then a K, just to make it really obvious that we are changing it. We'll send that across. At the moment all of this is just returning with what it's done. A more fleshed out version would have some kind of validation, bounce back if there was something incorrect. The code doesn't have that at the moment, but that is a future point for improvement. So here we can create a new user called David, and just grab his ID because we might delete him later. Now before we do that, we're going to go and give, I believe it's poor Michael, who may not have any friends. Yep, that's right. So we're going to go and add a new friend for Michael. It's David's ID, so you can now see Michael's, but that will just run this again so we can see this updating here as well. Now if we wanted to remove a friend, just grab the ID and we'll just do the same thing here. We can see Michael has unfortunately lost his only friend, but that's okay because David wasn't long for this site anyway, and he is now being deleted. And we can see he no longer turns up in our list of users. Jumping down, we're going to find all thoughts. So here we go. Isaac has posted some controversial opinions. We can see there are some reactions here. All the different users posting different things, and you can see all the reactions here as well. So let's go find one of these thoughts by their ID. I believe I'd put in Isaac's controversial opinion, but we'll just copy it again. I hadn't, so there we go. There we go, controversial opinion. Let's create a new one. George, no friends, wondering why nobody likes him. Let's go chuck that in there. And we can go have a look at that thought just to check that it's in there. No reactions because because George has no friends. So having thought better of it, Isaac is going to redact his controversial opinion by simply stating that that's what he's doing, because we're allowing people to edit with no reservations or indication that they have done so as far as everyone else is concerned. So he's redacted that. That's not going to be enough because he's getting lots of pushback, so he's going to go ahead and delete that. And then we're going to try and grab it, but no, we only have another controversial opinion. The original controversial opinion has disappeared. I'm going to go down and add a new reaction. So let's just find this thought firstly so we can see it changing. Cool, so there's a bit of back and forth in the seed data between Lisa and Brittany. Decided that they're friends again, and Brittany's reaction is pretty equivocal, big old eh. She thinks better of it, doesn't even want to provide that level of response, so she's going to remove her reaction. We're going to grab her reaction ID, chuck that into our call, and there we go, it is gone. And that's everything.